Prisoners 2013, directed by Denis Villeneuve, is a movie that I took for granted. What I mean by that is that the first few times I watched it, I liked it. I had a fantastic time watching it. I ended up giving a 4 out of 5 star rating on Letterboxd, one of my favorites. But I didn't understand how people were regarding it as a masterpiece. For my first 3 or 4 watches, my ratings generally stayed the same of it. I tried to see what other people saw in it, but I just couldn't. It didn't click until the last 2 watches. One of the biggest reasons that was holding me back from liking it more for so long was how straightforward I thought the story was. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, stop watching now, go watch it, and then come back. Aside from the plot twist where we found out that it was the aunt and her husband who was adopting all those children, I didn't really think this story had much going for it. I should say that when I first seen this movie, I wasn't into films as I am now, so I wasn't very attentive to all the little details, which for this movie is a big mistake because this movie is all about the details. It's very detail oriented. A lot of the meaning isn't there in your face until later on, so if you're not paying close attention, you're not going to pick up on it. It's going to go over your head, and then you'll be underwhelmed by the overall story like I was. To elaborate on that point, I never really noticed how religious this movie is. A year ago, if I were to ask you to put on a movie about religion and you were to put on Prisoners, I would think you're crazy, but now it definitely makes sense. Of course, by the end, we know the antagonist Holly and her husband's evil actions were motivated by the death of their kid, and so they started abducting children as a war they waged against God. But beyond that, there's tons of religious imagery that spread all throughout the movie. The film starts out with Hugh Jackman's character, Keller Dover, saying a prayer right before his son shoots a deer. There's a cross hanging from one of the car's rearview mirrors. There's a tattoo of a cross on the hand of Jake Gyllenhaal's character, Detective Loki. There's a picture of Jesus on one of the candles at the vigil that was held after the girls were abducted. And there's probably more that aren't coming to mind right now, but the point is that there are a lot of religious symbols that are innocuous enough to not draw attention to it right away, but it accumulates into the bigger story that's being told about the battle between right and wrong, good and evil, and sin and justice. One of the takeaways that the film leaves us with is that that's a very fine line, and we could easily cross it when we become prisoners of our own impulses.